Okay, if we could start to settle down, if we can have your attention, and we will begin. Okay, welcome to the 2021 Veterans Day program. To start the program, what we will be doing is we will have Chasten Wast and John Allen present the colors. If we could please have everybody stand and remain silent for the presentation of the colors. If we can remain standing while Miss Abigail Dawson comes and leads us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. It is, we can have your attention. With great honor and pleasure that I will now introduce Chief Warrant Officer Sam Sherwood. Sam enlisted in the Minnesota Army National Guard in 1994. He has been deployed to the Middle East in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom. He has trained in multiple countries to include Guatemala, Italy, Jordan, and Poland. He has served on 5 state active duty missions. Sam is currently employed at Camp Ripley as a maintenance supervisor. So without further ado, we'll welcome Mr. Sam Sherwood.
Mr. Mathers. Good morning, Little Falls Flyers. Our nation's society and our communities are filled with people dedicated to service. Educators, medical workers, caregivers, and first responders are all examples of those that have a calling to place their efforts towards something bigger than themselves. But today, and every November 11th, we honor our veterans' service, their dedication, and their valor. These are men and women that have served in our nation's military throughout its history, and that are currently serving as service members. Their efforts and their sacrifices have defended our nation from foes, liberated nations, freed the persecuted, and most importantly, deterred war and preserved peace. There are about 18 million U.S. veterans, approximately 5% of our nation's population, that have served. Today, less than 1% of the population is currently serving in the military. This small percentage comes from every walk of life, every race, every religion, from small towns and from large cities. They have all served and continue to serve for many different reasons. But one thing they all have in common is that they took an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. Veterans carry out their duties for the love of country, to protect our freedoms, and to preserve the American way of life. Their dedication to this nation is proven by their sacrifices, which includes many months away from family and friends, at times living in very harsh living conditions, and conducting their duty in dangerous regions of the world. While serving in different countries throughout the world, I have come to realize just how special the United States really is. Our people enjoy freedoms, protections, and opportunities that are worth fighting for. We are truly blessed. My observation is affirmed by the fact that millions of people want to immigrate to the U.S. They want to experience the very lifestyle that we often take for granted. So you may ask, how do I honor a veteran? My answer is simple. Be the kind of citizen that would make a veteran proud to make their sacrifice. Honor our flag, stand and participate during the national anthem, and find your own way to contribute to your community. Lastly, remember that our veterans have served and are serving 365 days a year. Remember them and their families, especially as we enter into the holiday season. Many holidays, birthdays, graduations, and athletic events are missed because of their commitment to our nation. Your support and recognition of them and their families' sacrifice is always appreciated. Mr. Mathers, thank you for inviting me to speak on this special day. And thank you, Little Falls Flyers, for beginning your day, taking this opportunity to recognize our veterans in a ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you again, Chief Warrant Officer Sam Sherwood. I appreciate that. At this time, too, I would like to just recognize any veterans in the audience. If you are a veteran, would you mind standing? Anybody in the... And if we could give our veterans a round of applause. The other thing we would like to recognize, as Mr. Sherwood had stated, is the sacrifices that are involved. If you have a family member, a close family member that is a veteran, or currently serving, or a veteran, if you could please stand up. Any students that have family members? Again, it involves the sacrifice of all, so we can give ourselves a round of applause for that. And at this time, we will turn it over to Mr. Ryan Tenold, and we're going to recognize those that have fallen.
Actually, first we're going to play a piece entitled Salute to Freedom, kind of in honor of our veterans, and then I'll talk about, we're going to do a second selection today, and I'll talk about that after our first. We'd also like to take an opportunity today. Our veterans have shared that they suffer many things with their missing of their families, but one of the things that is often an unfortunate result of being involved in the military is that sometimes you lose your family that you're with when you're serving. And so we'd like to take an opportunity to talk, to honor those people who have fallen, given their life in service of our country. So we're going to play a piece called In Honor of the Fallen. Once that is done, you're welcome to applaud the performance. And then after that, we'll have Carissa Olson. She will come out in front of the band and she will play taps. And then Kennedy Guast will play the echo. So you'll hear it twice. And after the second time, we're going to ask for a moment of silence. And Mr. Mathers will end the moment of silence.
This time, if we please take a moment of silence to remember all of those who have given their lives. Okay, if I could please have Chasten Guast and John Allen come up again for retirement of the colors. This time, we can all stand for the retirement of colors. Thank you. That concludes our program. Again, if we could please give a round of applause to all those that participated in our veterans. And thank you, students, for showing flyer pride. How we will dismiss is the middle section. If I can have you sit down. This section here, if we hold on, let's let the public dismiss first. This section here, if you can head out these doors.